Okay, how's everybody doing? Um, Welcome back to my Gaslands channel. I'm Kingman Highborn, and just wanted to show off the finished Mishkin Fleet. And so we'll go ahead and start with the ambulance. And again, this is one of my favorite builds. Well, my favorite vehicles in Gaslands is the ambulance. And this one here has the grav gun here, harpoon, ram, and so yeah. The great thing about grav guns is since weight matters a lot in both the use of the harpoon and how many extra dice you get during a ram, it can be a very effective tool. It can also kind of help protect your own vehicles if you know they're going to get rammed. So if you know your lightweight buggy's about to get hit by a war rig, you can mitigate some of the dice a little bit. But the big thing is with this is you combine this with a harpoon. So you could harpoon a heavy truck, a war rig, even a tank, and turn it into a medium weight vehicle that you can then turn around with the harpoon and tug it into your ram. And then you have a chance of actually messing up heavy vehicles with a medium weight vehicle in a ram, a head-on ram at that. So it's a very powerful ability, especially when you combine it with downers, and you can really mess with somebody. But I use the temporary tattoo method here. I don't really have a name for this one yet. It's got like the heart logos and stuff on it. Not quite sure what I'm gonna call it, but you can see here where this one didn't really want to work. And you can see where it didn't stick good and it ripped. But that's fine, because with Gaslands, where it rips or it doesn't form, that's where you do your battle damage. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But I did try to do something different with this ambulance as far as the paint scheme goes. So instead of doing a traditional yellow or, traditional white or red, I went with this mustard yellow. I've seen some ambulances with this color, so I thought I would do that with this one here. And I think it turned out all right. Sorry if you're getting a glare here. Maybe we can get the lamp up here. So I probably should get like a turntable or something. I had one that I ordered and I thought it was one of the battery operated ones, and it was just a manual Lazy Susan. I was a little disappointed on that one. And this is my DeLorean. This one's going to go to the store. It's got the kinetic super booster and the sat nav and all the gizmos and stuff. And I left the original Hot Wheels paint scheme and then just upgraded it a bit. Because it's one of those things. It's like, it's not broke, so don't fix it. So you can see I've got the crew in there, and plus I like the pink glass. So yeah, 3D printed wheels, spare wheel on the back, really makes it look more wasteland. So if I'm not mistaken, they're aluminum body cars, so they do it in rust. So I did the armor plating here and then added a little bit of rust there just for a little bit more effect. Somebody's trying to call, but we're going to ignore that. We got this one, Again, not sure what I'm gonna call it. I had a 56 logo here. It's kind of hard to see. It kind of faded once I started adding the weathering and stuff. Probably should have went with a darker number. But I think the fade actually kind of helps with the weathering and stuff. Makes it look a little more war beaten. But it's got the experimental teleporter and the arc lightning turret. So it can teleport and be in different spots and set up the arc shot better. So this is just made out of valve stems and some 3D printed parts. We just haphazardly glued it on there. I think it works. It looks like some kind of weird techie thing. But again, I like this vehicle because again the door's open, so you can see our guy in here with his submachine gun and the Molotovs in the back, and our driver. And the driver is really just a cut up train architecture figure. So, but I like this. I really do. I like how that looked out. But yeah, probably should have went with a darker number, but a little too late now. The gold rims, though, turned out really well. And gold is a conductor of electricity, so I figured that makes it look a little more high-tech. And then we've got the ice cream truck with a thumper. Normally a thumper is like an EMP shockwave weapon. And so, you know, if you're just, I've said it before in the other videos, the only reason I repeat it is in case people haven't seen my videos before. But yeah, so again, the idea is instead of like an EMP shockwave that launches the other cars away, this one is like a tornado creating machine. Kind of like a Twister in Twisted Metal. That kind of idea. Whereas the actual thumper is closer to like Axel's special. But that being said, the effect is still the same, and still you pay the can cost. So you can flavor certain weapons a certain way in your mind's eye, as long as you're paying the can cost and people understand what it's doing. But we've got our crew in there. We got our driver. It's really hard to see. Let's see here if I can get. Yeah, now you can see her. That's our mechanic. Because this vehicle has the mobile mechanic perk. She's got a wrench and body armor, and we got our ice cream truck driver. And so, yeah, I like this one. Again, this was one it left most of the original paint scheme on the back side here because it just fit being an ice cream truck. And then I painted the doors and I painted the hood and the top, rematched it and everything. But I like it. And then we have my little tech buggy with tank tracks, magnetic jammer, and combat laser, and sat nav. And just a little bit here. And there we go. Alright. So, yeah, there's just some 40K decals and then some nail art on the posts here. So you can get it up there. Yeah. And the wing logo there. Might call it the hummingbird. Just because the being small and colorful and but joys of having a pit bull if you can hear the barking. But anyway, magnetic jammer is a good weapon because if you have any locking down other opponents' rockets, flamethrowers, 125, even the BFG, because the magnetic gem prevents the use of all ammo token weapons. So outside of combat laser and your basic machine guns and handguns, you know, you're protecting your teammates. And it also helps if you're one of those people that want to play a Mishkin team with a little more conventional weapon, like a flamethrower or rockets. You can lock down your opponents from using those weapons before you do, so you can get your audience vote. And then we have the December Car of the Month build. This is Death Ray tank tracks on a performance car with sat nav and rocket thrusters. So the big thing with this one is the theme was Let It Snow, and so you're supposed to get like extra bonus points out of the judges if you use a vehicle that isn't supposed to be a snow vehicle. So I used a Ford GT90, and I love the GT90, so I really think this is one of the weirder ones that I've ever done that turned out okay. But yeah, Death Ray takes a little bit of setup. You really have to have headshot as a perk to even entertain the idea. The tracks came off of a Matchbox Jeep thing, but then the smoke launchers are just your Space Marine shoulder backpack things. And the snow effect is really simple. It's just Elmer's glue, you know, and then you've got this train rock. It's like a really rocky, powdery stuff I use for basically the base of the snow effects. So you can see it's like in here and back here, and you know, so that gives you the base of your snow build. Then when that dries, you put another little bit of Elmer's glue in there, and then you use your baking soda, which baking soda should be in every hobbyist's kit, because you can mix it with Elmer's glue, make snow. You can mix it with paint, add texture to your paints. You can, the normal trick most people use this for is mixing it with super glue. Makes like a concrete, and it also makes kind of a good ice effect, in my opinion. My Frostgrave warband has that effect on it, and I like how it turned out. So that's that's the Mishkin Fleet. So next up will be Idris, so that'll be me talking about how to go fast in a straight line, and look good doing it. But then we've got a couple extras to show off. A friend of mine asked me to build him a Verney team, so I built him a Verney team. This is a truck with improvised sludge thrower, napalm, and a ram. Basically the enforcer of his team. Just to run over people and kind of bully anybody. And then you've got the more traditional Verney Frankenstein truck. I think it's based off the Twin Dorado. It's kind of a weird looking truck, but I like it. But this one's napalm, mines, and improvised sludge thrower. When I get to Verney, I'll talk more about the actual do's and don'ts of Verney and how they're fun to play. And then his son wanted a vehicle. He wanted an ice cream truck, and he gave me this casting to make him an ice cream truck out of it. So we've got a rocket turreted slime ice cream truck with front ram, side ram, and a squirrel. I had some of these decorative squirrels laying around, and I figured out just made it more of a food delivery truck, a nutty vehicle, and I think he'll like it. I think he'll really like it when he gets to see it. So yeah. And then I did this. I took the engine off of this Roger Dodger for future projects. So I had this thing with an empty space here, so I made a tarp. Gaslands TV has a really good guide on how to make good tarps like this. It's essentially just take a piece of like printer paper and get it wet and then wrinkle it up, squeeze the water out, and then glue it down with Mod Podge. Wait till that dries, and then put a layer of Mod Podge over it to seal it, and you've got a tarp. You can just paint it. And so try to make this look like a barn find kind of vehicle. The vehicle that's been sitting. The tires are flat. The minigun's rusted. It needs some WD-40 and some TLC, and this could be some amateur's first death race machine, and potential. And I figured it would be both a good little terrain piece, and it could also be something like an objective in a game. And then over the holidays, my brother convinced me to get into Temu for buying Christmas presents. And Temu turned out to be a very bad idea for me because it affects my whole hey, if you buy $10 of this, you can get this. If you buy $20 of this, you can get that. And I ended up buying these FDM printed fuel tank things, and I like how they come apart because it makes it really easy to store. Really easy. I love these. So these, I just, a little bit of paper craft. Cut out these Poseidon Energy from Fallout kind of things, and Mod Podged them down, sealed them, and yeah, they look really good. So you can see here, we got the little fuel icon here on the little computer, and you can use these for 40K or any other kind of miniatures game. So that's another reason why I liked them. And yeah, so you got that one, and then you get the two little smaller ones. So this one's got like a little I put a little airplane logo on it, so maybe this one's actually like a secret ICBM launcher, or maybe there's a rocket hidden inside it, or we put a gun turret at the top. Just to be fun with it. And so yeah, I basically painted this, weathered it, and made it look like it's been a fuel system sitting out in the open, waiting for somebody to claim the goods inside. But again, I like how this comes apart, and so definitely be putting this on the battlefield soon. Next time I actually play the game, set these up. And then again, because of the whole Temu, hey, don't you want to spend a little more money and get something? Get this, spend a little more money and get that. I ended up getting these. That's my friend No There 3's artwork. Warning of ray gun use, which is fitting for Michigan. And got Sunset Sarsaparilla. Yeah, and this is just paper craft. Glue the paper down, print it out. And then there's some decals and rust work, and try to paint the wood like it's been out in the weather a little bit. And I got a few of these. And again, I just, I use different methods. Temporary tattoo method. And you see here and here, it's temporary tattoo. That's paper, and it's nail art. I mean, all the different little decorative methods I use, I just played around with it, and rust and dust, and, these have been sitting out in the open for a while. And just something for the vehicles to run into, smack into. I think this looks really good. And the blood effect is really easy. I think I've mentioned it before, but it's basically red Higgins ink on a little bit of brown ink, and then you get like a brush really sopping wet, and you can either flick the brush, or you can do, to get a really good spray, you can just hold it up to your lips and just go, real hard. And so you can see here, very simple. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So you can the glare's kind of killing it, but yeah, it's my brother's cell phone. But ignore that. So, a little background music. I hope I don't get this video taken down. But again, if you want to make like I got these like really stiff stickers. So they make good pin-up signs and stuff, but they also make good weathered things. And then we've got one for our friends at Wastelands Raceway, and and these are the last two. This was one sign that I tried to print. It was a Bubba Gump shrimp sign, but I didn't get this one sealed. I forgot to seal this one on the top. So when I washed it, the wash actually just caused all the ink to run off. And so this one is really heavily weathered to hide that fact. But yeah. So that's what we've been working on. Again, like I said, next up is going to be Idris. And I'm skipping now on the January car of the month. I think it's really too late for me to get into that one. We'll see what comes up in February. And we'll see what I might do then. But for the most part, it's going to be going fast in a straight line. So expect some dragsters and pro stocks and cars like that. And I think that'll be fun. And so, yeah. With that, as always, I really appreciate you sticking around with me for almost 30 minutes. And so, if you enjoy what I do, like, share, subscribe. I say that all the time. Everybody says it because it does actually help the algorithm thingy. And I do want to keep growing this channel some. And if you really want to support me, I also have my Etsy store, King of Cats Crafts. You can buy a lot of the cars I make, and so I think you'd really like the stuff I've got available in there if you want to show up there. That being said, really, again, like I said, I appreciate everybody giving me your time. And so with that, take care, be safe, see you next month, and goodbye.